Firefighters rescue a girl from a house where a tree had fallen on top of a house during a storm. We're going to get that story from Jenny Runovich on this Monday inside the comfy confines of the Channel 13 studios. The ladies are here. We're all ready to talk.
We're ready.
Yeah, we're talking about the news of the day and, of course, weather today. Felicia, it was pretty nice out there.
Absolutely. We got a lot to get to, but first starting with weather, it felt amazing. Nothing short of that.
It did, and tomorrow is going to be just as nice and just a little bit warmer. We had low humidity, morning clouds gave way lots of sunshine. Hopefully you were able to spend a little time outside. If not today, do it tomorrow because weather pattern gets active again by the middle part of the week. Maybe cool enough for a sweatshirt or a jacket out the door tomorrow morning. You won't need it by lunchtime, 66, and then highs mid-70s with some sunshine tomorrow. We go back under the risk for severe weather on Wednesday. Now this isn't going to be an all-day rain start to finish, but there will be some pop-up showers and a couple of thunderstorms. But if you follow Live Doppler 13 radar on the app, you'll be able to squeeze in a few outdoor activities in between the rain chances, and looks to be more coverage of the shower and thunderstorm activity during the afternoon and evening hours. So that's 4 o'clock on Wednesday afternoon. That's 6 p.m. Unfortunately, additional showers and storms are in the forecast overnight into Thursday, and I'm going to take you all the way through Friday just because it is such a big week. It is race week, and this, unfortunately, is a large storm system, and the back edge is still west of us as we get into Thursday night and Friday. So what that means for Carb Day, is it soggy all day long? No, but it does look to be damp, and there will be a few showers. It will be cool on Friday, 70, but then that system moves out for the parade and race day.
Wow.
So as far as the big 3 days, 4 if you count Memorial Day,
Right.
Friday looks to be the tricky day for now.
It's going to be interesting to see how that all plays out.
I know. It's still very
still
early.
early.
We got
Good
time,
point.
Scott. We're optimistic.
Yeah,
True.
it could speed up. What we don't want it to do is slow down even more, because then we would have to introduce rain chances for Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, we don't
want
want
it to move.
There we go.
We'll keep you updated this week.
All right, we'll keep you posted. Lots of friends joining us tonight here at 10 o'clock. Liz and Race are with us. Kim is saying hi, y'all. Jennifer
Hey.
back with us, saying good evening, ladies and gentlemen, from Williamsburg. Mary's in Florida, saying it was 92
Ooh, that's warm.
in Florida.
We were 67, 67, 68
Yeah.
for a high here. It was comfy.
It was kind of cool early this
It was
morning,
cool
too.
this morning.
Dan loves the warm weather. Jan's joining us from Tucson, where it's hot here, and says, missed you guys. Janice, we've missed you as well. Sharon from Logansport. Wes is back with us tonight. Anastasia from Syracuse. Liz joining us. Joyce from Versailles. Teresa is with us. Brittany from Centerville. Peg from Bogstown, Indiana. So we got a lot of folks joining us tonight. It's good to have.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right, baby formula shortage. That's going to be our big story tonight at 10 o'clock. And friend of the show, Emily Longnecker, joining us now on the possibility of people out there being scammed as they are looking for formula. What's this all about?
Yeah, the scammers are out there, according to the Better Business Bureau. You know, they're saying when we're in short supply of anything, and then they know that people are desperate for something, that's when the scammers,
Wow.
they pay attention and they come out to play. Right now, the BBB doesn't have any reports of victims in Indiana, but they say that's not because possibly it's not happening. They just haven't been reported yet to the BBB. But they are seeing scams out there where basically people are advertising online on Facebook and saying, hey, I've got baby formula for you. People are, you know, direct messaging them. Then they do a little Venmo or PayPal kind of transaction. And then guess what? The formula never comes. They lose their money and the post disappears. So the BBB is advising, you know, bottom line, if you're going to buy something like that online, baby formula or anything really, use a credit card so that if you don't end up getting it, you can dispute the charge later. So, and in the story, they talk about some of the things to look for to know, hey, this might be a scam. Like, you know, if the post has grammatical errors and typos and stuff, just look for these little hints that you know, somebody could be scamming you on the other side. So it's a shame, but
It
it
is.
happens. It happens, right? And people are, they're desperate to feed their babies right now. And so I guess, you know, when you're in a desperate situation, you want to believe that somebody is going to help you
Yep.
and that they're doing the right thing. So
That's
they're,
crazy.
Yeah, right. I know, and they're sending their money and then they're not getting their formula.
That's a special kind of person, and that's me putting it nicely.
Yeah, no, yeah, not nice at all.
Well,
so.
and we ran our story today earlier that really your first step should be reaching out to your pediatrician or your
Right.
doctor or a hospital, because when they were delivering what landed here over the weekend, it didn't sound like many of our hospitals were in need. So if you're in need, try that first, something reputable,
Good
you know.
idea.
Right.
Yep.
We've seen these Facebook groups spring up and people, you know, moms across Indiana that have belonged to these different Facebook groups, and they've kind of helped each other in trade and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
they're saying, like, if you're going to get formula online, try and maybe, you know, buy it from somebody you know, that kind of thing, if you can.
And at least maybe your doctor can help you come up with a safe alternative. So
Good idea.
another reason
Yeah.
to call.
Good idea. Hey, before our show started tonight, we learned a fun fact about Emily. It has to do with This Is Us, which is the finale, is tomorrow night.
Yeah.
We're all going to be crying at this time tomorrow night.
Oh my God, I'm going to be
So
bawling.
tell them your fun fact.
So Uncle Nicky, the character Uncle Nicky, if you remember when we discovered that he was living in a trailer, he was living in a trailer in my hometown on a road, Songbird Road. If I remember the night that they showed the envelope. Here's Uncle Nicky's address, Songbird Road. It's where I took my first driving lesson with my father.
Your hometown
In
of.
my hometown of Bradford, Pennsylvania. And that night, I guess all of the message boards online on Facebook for my hometown crashed because the whole town went nuts. And I called my dad that night and I tried to explain to him, my dad's a Vietnam vet, and I tried to explain, Dad, there's this character on This Is Us, and he's Uncle Nicky, and he's living in the woods, and he's a Vietnam vet. And my dad was like, who's Uncle Nicky? Do I know him? Does he go down to McDonald's with the other vets and drink coffee? And I was like, Dad, it's a character. I'm trying to explain this is a show.
It's a
Uncle
TV
Nicky
show.
is
You
not real.
sound so East Coast too.
Oh my God.
Who is
It was,
Uncle
who
Nicky?
is Uncle Nicky? I was like, Dad, he's not real. This is the point. It's a character. But I guess one of the main producer from the show, his grandparents, it's my understanding, grew up or lived in my hometown, and he would come to Bradford,
Wow.
my hometown, as a kid. So he wrote my hometown into
There
the
you
show.
go.
So
That's cool.
isn't that neat? That's
It's
why
always cool to see where you come from.
Right? Yeah. So I became a fan after that. I wasn't watching it. I joined late in the game to This
Yeah.
Is Us because we work night side. So who has
Right.
time to watch, right? But-
So is it? I don't watch the show.
Yeah.
So is it all like a series, or is it? What's my question? Is it following one family,
One
or
family.
is it multiple?
The Pearsons,
the
right?
Pearsons,
Oh,
one
okay.
family.
And
it's
their
just-
extended family.
And
Yeah.
their extended family.
Okay.
And it's really like just the simple day-to-day stuff of life,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Got it.
That just, but incredible. So the writing is incredible
Yeah.
on it. We're, you know.
Yeah, Milo Ventimiglia, and is it, tell me the Rebecca.
Mandy Moore.
Mandy
Yeah,
Moore.
right.
Fabulous.
Oh,
Brilliant.
she's
They're just
great.
They're
fabulous in the
wonderful.
show.
Yeah.
Well,
And the
and they
writing
go-
is really good.
And they transition from a younger Mandy Moore to an older Mandy, you know,
Right.
their character.
Right.
And so
Okay.
the makeup is unbelievable
Yeah.
that they can make them look,
Yeah.
you know, 20 and 80.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they've got these 3 kids, and they follow these kids from when they were little all the way to adulthood.
Yeah.
And
So
they keep doing retro scenes and that
Of
kind
them
of thing.
as children
that
and
makes it
them
hard to
and flash
follow.
Yeah.
forwards of them with their kids and
Yeah.
grandkids. And
So
it's,
is it worth me going back
Yes.
and
Sure, I think so.
starting?
But
or-
starting at season 1.
You have
Because
to
I think
start
if
it
you start
all
in
the way
any
at
of these-
one?
Yes, you have to start. I swear you'll be hooked.
Yeah.
Honestly,
It's good.
the writing is
And you'll be
wonderful.
crying along with the
You'll be
rest.
sobbing. You'll be crying.
Already cry enough, Scott.
Right, no.
No
It's
need
a-
to add more tears.
I think Mandy Moore's going to get I think everyone's talking about
Emmy.
Emmy nod for her,
she's
definitely.
terrific.
If she
That's pretty
hasn't
cool.
already, she hasn't had one for
I'm
this?
not sure, but they're saying this season definitely.
Yeah,
So,
it's a well-done network show, which...
yeah.
All right, so let's make the transition. We've had some tornadoes over the weekend, right?
Yes,
3
it
of
ended
them, right?
up, there were a handful of severe thunderstorm warnings and a few tornado warnings across the southern part of our viewing area
Yeah.
during the afternoon and early evening hours of Saturday. And the majority of the damage, and if you've seen any of the pictures online or social media, stunning how many trees
Yeah,
came down
right.
with these storms. But the National Weather Service did identify some areas of straight line wind, and that's when winds basically just race out of the storm in one direction. But they also identified 3 areas of rotation, so confirming 3 tornadoes from Saturday late in the day.
And during the storms, there was a storm that hit Nineveh and toppled a tree on top of a home. And there was a girl inside, and Jenny Runovich shows us this miraculous rescue.
When you look at this damage,
Everything blew out of the house. The windows blew open.
it's hard to imagine a young girl inside survived the direct hit.
God took care of us.
A severe weather catastrophe with a 70-foot tall tree that cut the Greer's house in half. Their granddaughter captured it on camera.
She was videoing to her friend how pretty the rain looked. She hears a boom.
I
She
just
sta-
yelled out girls, and then you heard the bomb, and then you heard Maya cry.
That sound was this tree, and it landed right on 13-year-old Maya.
She saw it. She actually looked out the window and she saw it and heard something, and she just took her head and went like this, and the roof landed on the back of the recliner and stopped. It was like this far from her head.
Maya was pinned between the roof and the recliner. She was starting a movie for her sisters and grandma who were making popcorn in the other room.
And when I turned around, boom, it was done.
If it had been 2 minutes later, they'd all been in there.
Just 2 miles away, Nineveh Township Fire, which only recently went to full-time staffing, got the call and rushed to make the rescue.
Whenever I walk in, I see a ceiling fan sitting between her legs, and she's just smashed down to the chair.
And it pushed all the trusses and the roofing right on top of her.
She was calm. I think she was in shock.
We immediately started moving smaller pieces of debris, insulation, and pieces of wood to get to the main piece of ceiling that was on top of her.
Nineveh Fire Department,
They were awesome.
they pulled up the driveway and they ran in and took that roof right off of her.
With 3 of us and adrenaline, we managed to do it.
Maya was scared but safe, only bumps and bruises after a storm disaster that could have been much worse.
Really, basically, she came out without hardly a scratch. So it was a miracle.
Sounds like it was a miracle. 3 of those heroes running in there. It's
Yeah.
great. She went back to school apparently, didn't
Yeah,
she?
today.
Yeah. So obviously the family's got some issues with the house and some damage to clean up, but thankfully everybody's okay.
Yeah,
good
yeah,
news.
our first responders there, keeping us safe.
All right, so if you missed the beginning of the newscast here at 10 o'clock, weather tomorrow will be
Perfect. If you like it sunny and 75, then it's perfect
hard
for
to
you.
argue with that.
Yeah, I
sunshine.
mean, say less. She left it at perfect.
Sunshine and 75, and then storm chances are back Wednesday, Thursday, and for now Friday, which is Carb Day. So we'll kind of keep you updated on the timeline of the next storm system that appears to be a slow mover. So we'll see.
This is a big week for you to go through
Yes.
the first time
Oh my gosh.
through Carb Day and the parade and your first 500.
I know it's going to be a lot. It's going to be exciting,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
because especially since we've been talking about it since I got here about 4 or 5 months ago.
Yeah.
But I am also like, oh my goodness, this is going to be a lot. My head is, I feel like, going to explode.
You'll be good. It's so exciting.
It is a great week for the whole
Yeah.
city.
If you
so.
guys have any tips or advice, go ahead,
point.
drop them in the comments. You know, everyone told me make sure I have my water, make sure I have my sunglasses, of course, all the
Yep.
gear, and they said be prepared to see everything.
Oh, yeah.
Comfy shoes, lots of people.
It's the greatest spectacle in people watching.
There we go. I
You'll
love it.
All right, thanks so much for joining us here at 10 o'clock. We'll all be back with you tonight at 11 over on 13. We'll see you then.